Hey guys, how's it going? Kevin Cleary here with a knife video for you. Before I get started, I want to take you back to your childhood for a minute. Remember when we were little kids, and about this time of year, I guess a little before this is November, mid-November, the Sears Christmas Wish book would come in the mail. And I looked so forward to that, and when it came, I would pour through it and go over it and over it. I'd circle things, I'd write them down, I'd leave it open for my mom to see. It was such a great time. Well, the equivalent has happened for adults. The Spyderco 2017 Product Guide has released, and I'm sure you've probably taken a look at it already like I have. If you haven't, the link is in the description box below. Before I start telling you what I think of it, let me hear what you think of it. Are there knives in there that you think are a huge success? What are you most excited about? What can't you wait for? You've already got the money set aside for. What is it that you're really just going to buy? And by the way, if you're in that boat, I hope that you don't have to wait too long. I know that can be one of the things that happens to us knife enthusiasts. You get really excited about something and then it doesn't come out till December of 2017 or something. So hopefully that doesn't happen too many times here. There you go. So yeah, let me know in the description box below what you're really waiting for. Now, let me go ahead and I'm going to just kind of do a brief overview of a few things before I get into some of the knives that I want to talk about in just a little more detail. Okay, so first off, I thought it was pretty neat that there's a new Police in G10. That's a nice looking blade. I'm probably not going to pick it up, but I know a lot of people will be interested in that. Of course, the Para 3. We got news a few weeks ago now, I guess, that the Para 3 was a thing and that it was going to happen. Not good for me. My Para 2 is just ideal. I would never want a knife smaller than this. But for some of you who want that 3-inch blade, that will be very exciting, I'm sure. By the way, while we're talking about this, you can see the compression lock over here. Well, there's going to be a left-handed Para 2. So lefties rejoice. They're going to offer this in left hand. I'm not sure. I don't know. I kind of feel like that's not necessary because I find this knife works really well with my left hand. In some ways, I've thought before maybe it was designed to be left-handed. Okay. Anyway, lefties will be really happy about a left-handed Para 2, I have no doubt. Now, one of the things that I noticed is pertaining to this knife. Well, not this knife. This is the Manix 2 XL, but the standard version Manix, there have got to be like 8 different versions of the Manix 2. They're all full flat ground, but there are like 3 or 4 or 5 different steels. They're different handle constructions, they're different colors, which is really awesome. But please, Spyderco, could you make a Manix 2 XL in S110V with the Blurple scale? I would buy it. Maybe they'll only sell one though, I don't know. But yeah, that is sadly missing from the 2017 catalog. Maybe they just overlooked it and there'll be one after all. But I kind of have my doubts. So tons of Manixes, which is pretty cool. It is a great knife, guys. If you've never tried it, it is a really good knife. Don't hesitate. They're well done. Next up, oh yeah, Wharncliffe Delica. Again, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail with this, but again, kind of a cool knife, a little too small for me, but I'm sure that many of you will be really excited about that. By the way, let me point out, I'm going to just pull this knife out for a second. This is, of course, the Magnitude. I will have my review of this coming up in the not too distant future, but I'm bringing this out to point out that the knives that were on the mid-year product release list, I'm not going to talk about those here. We all know what they are. I think I might have even commented on most of them in a previous video, so I'm not going to go back and rehash that. But there's a few cool knives there, especially this one, and the Advocate stood out to me. Anyway, moving on with the new stuff for 2017 that stood out, beginning with the Efficient new value folder. There are 2 new value folders that I actually really like. The first one kind of reminds me of the Native, only it's a teeny bit bigger, which I like. Still a little small for my preferences, but every once in a while I like to carry a smaller blade as sort of a secondary. So might be worth picking up, if only, maybe I won't like it that much, but at least I'll have it to review for you guys. So the Efficient looks pretty cool. The other thing that I wanted to mention from the value list is the Polestar. Polestar really reminds me of the Bird Raven, I think. And maybe it is just a Spyderco version of the Bird Raven. By the way, this is a bit of an aside, but does anyone else out there wonder why the Bird lineup exists? Like, why not just call them value Spydercos? Anyway, that's a different discussion for a different day. But I do think the Polestar looks like a nice looking blade. It's a little small for me, but I think it's close enough to my 8-inch magic number that I may pick one up and try it out, especially because it's a value folder. And I do like to try the value stuff because there's always that chance that you're going to find that gem that, you know, costs $30 but is just outperforms the $100 knives. And there are a few of those. So I'll probably try to get my hands on that one, the Polestar. BD1 blade steel, by the way, on that one, which stands out. The other one was HCR 13 MOV, but the BD1 will be kind of interesting. So those are the main things that I was interested in under the value folder category. There are a few other knives though that I want to quickly mention to you, and I do have the product guide open here, so if you wonder why I'm looking over there every once in a while, the two redos or the two that they're going to bring back. Number one is the ATR2. This knife looks really cool to me. I like the blade design, I like the grind, I like the handle with the holes in it, and it's got a compression lock, which is really cool. So maybe some of you who've been around for a while and have had one of the first editions of the ATR could speak to its ergonomics and stuff. I don't know much about it. It's before my time. And the other one on the same page is the Chinook. Again, the Chinook is a blade that has been around and they're kind of bringing back. The only thing I don't like about this one is it's got the power lock, which they put on the Tatanka, which was a horrible idea, the Tatanka. I'm sure, you know, if you just think it's a backlock, typical backlock knife, I'm sure it'll be fine, very smooth. But both of those knives I really am interested in. They're right size, they're the right weight. They both look like they have pretty comfortable, useful handles. The Persian blade shape is, you know, not super exciting, but cool knife nonetheless. Now those will be on my sort of secondary list, where I'm not gonna, like, you know, move heaven and earth to get my hands on one. I'm not super excited about it, but if I got a chance to check it out and certainly to put a review up on the channel, I would probably not pass it up. So those were a couple that I was very interested in. And let's go ahead and flip over to the next couple of knives. I think it's only a page or two away. And these two I'm a little more interested in, one more so than the other. The first is the Dallara 3. I like the blade shape on it. I like the I like the ball bearing lock. I like the handle shape. I like the the wire clip. So there's a lot I'm really drawn to about this knife. This one will probably be worth picking up, I think. Again, I may see a couple initial reviews or see it on a SHOT Show or something and not think it and be like, no, I don't know about this one. But initial impression is, yeah, it looks like a really good offering. Finally, on the same page is the Opus. This one, I love. This is one, I don't know if this makes any sense to you guys. Maybe it will. I love the blade shape on it. I love the handle shape on it. Really like the handle, looks really, really comfortable. The blade shape I'm not so sure about. It doesn't seem as appealing. I mean, it's not bad, and I do like that there's sort of a half choil on it. So we'll see. It's a little bigger, and I do like larger knives, so it's going to be hard to pass that one up. But those are the knives that for me are kind of the most appealing, the most compelling. We'll see when they release. Of course, this is one of the things you always have to think about. You may see one of these knives and go, yeah, that looks so awesome. But then, of course, you don't get to actually own it until for a long time down the road, which is fine. I do notice that the Nirvana is sticking around. So if you haven't had a chance to pick up a Nirvana yet, you'll still have the ability to do that. I don't know. Maybe, guys, if one comes up at the right price, or if someone out there watching wants to send me one for a review, that would be great too. But we'll see. Anyway, there you go, guys. That is my take on. Oh wait, I forgot one blade altogether. Sorry, guys. There's one more blade that I really wanted to mention, and it is a fixed blade. Let me flick over there really quickly to the fixed blades. Come on. And I will tell you the name of it. There it is. Hold on. Sorry about that. If you're still around, thanks for bearing with me through that. The junction. There we go. The junction, nice little fixed blade, very, very appealing. I think I may have to pick that one up. I've never tried a Spyderco fixed blade. I have been interested in the Enough. I just haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. But this might actually get me, you know, be at that tipping point to really try out a Spyderco fixed blade. So there you go, guys. Again, let me know in the comments what knife you are most excited about, or knives, and we will talk to you soon.